Shock, King Charles rejects $330 million deal strips Sussex titles. No reconciliation for traitors. In a move that has sent shockwaves through royal watchers and the British public alike, King Charles III has reportedly rejected a staggering $330 million reconciliation deal offered by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Furthermore, His Majesty has taken the unprecedented step of stripping the Duke and Duchess of Sussex of their royal titles, signaling a definitive end to any hopes of reconciliation. The decision comes amidst mounting frustration within the royal family over what many perceive as repeated betrayals and calculated attacks by the Sussexes. For King Charles, the message is clear: the monarchy will not be held hostage by those who undermine its integrity. The Sussex saga has been nothing short of a royal soap opera, with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle at its controversial helm. Their departure from royal duties in 2020, dubbed Megxit, was initially presented as a bid for financial independence and privacy. Yet, what followed was a cascade of public grievances, television interviews, and a highly publicized memoir that painted the royal family in an unflattering light. For many, Meghan Markle has emerged as the central figure in this drama, a polarizing personality accused of manipulating Prince Harry and exploiting royal connections for personal gain. Critics argue that her actions have not only tarnished the Sussex name but have also deeply wounded the institution of the British monarchy. From the moment Meghan Markle entered the royal fold, tensions began to simmer. While she was initially celebrated as a breath of fresh air, an accomplished actress, a biracial woman, and a self-proclaimed advocate for progressive causes, her time within the royal family quickly became mired in controversy. Reports of rifts with staff, allegations of bullying, and strained relationships with senior royals painted a picture of a duchess unwilling to adapt to the rigid expectations of royal life. One of the most damning accusations came in 2021 when Meghan and Harry sat down with Oprah Winfrey for an explosive interview. In it, Meghan alleged that members of the royal family had expressed concerns about the skin color of her then-unborn son, Archie. While the claim sent shockwaves around the globe, many questioned the timing and veracity of the allegations. Was this a genuine cry for justice or a calculated move to cast the monarchy in a negative light? Royal commentators have since noted that Meghan's narrative often seems to shift depending on the audience. In one setting, she portrays herself as a victim of an archaic institution, while in another, she capitalizes on her royal connections to secure lucrative deals. For example, the couple's multi-million-dollar contracts with Netflix and Spotify have been widely criticized as opportunistic moves that betray the very institution they claim to distance themselves from. For King Charles, the decision to strip the Sussexes of their titles and reject the purported $330 million deal is not just about protecting the monarchy, it's about drawing a line in the sand. Sources close to the palace suggest that the king has grown weary of the Sussexes' relentless media campaigns, which often border on character assassination against members of the royal family. The recent release of Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, seems to have been the tipping point. The book is rife with accusations against the royal family, including claims of physical altercations with Prince William and allegations of emotional neglect by King Charles. However, many of these claims have been met with skepticism, with critics accusing Harry of exaggerating events to sell books. For the king, reconciliation was always contingent on one key condition: loyalty to the crown. By continuing to air grievances and profit from royal scandals, Harry and Meghan have violated this unspoken rule, leaving the monarch with little choice but to act decisively. While Harry's actions have certainly drawn criticism, it is Meghan Markle who has borne the brunt of public ire. Her detractors argue that she has systematically alienated Prince Harry from his family, exploiting his emotional vulnerabilities for her own benefit. One of the most glaring examples cited by critics is the couple's decision to name their daughter Lilibet, a nickname reserved for the late Queen Elizabeth II. While the move was ostensibly a tribute, many saw it as an opportunistic attempt to maintain a connection to the royal family despite their estrangement. Additionally, Meghan's alleged treatment of palace staff has been a recurring point of contention. In 2021, a former aide accused the Duchess of bullying, claiming that she reduced staff members to tears with her demands. While Meghan has vehemently denied these allegations, an internal palace investigation reportedly found uncomfortable truths about her conduct. The public's growing disillusionment with Meghan was perhaps most evident during the Sussexes Netflix series. While the couple intended to use the platform to tell their truth, many viewers were left unimpressed by what they perceived as a self-serving narrative. Critics noted the glaring contradictions in their statements, as well as their apparent willingness to exploit their royal connections while simultaneously decrying the institution. The rumored $330 million deal reportedly offered by Harry and Meghan was said to include a series of public apologies, a commitment to cease all negative commentary about the royal family, and a potential return to royal duties in a limited capacity. However, palace insiders have dismissed the proposal as nothing more than a desperate attempt to salvage their crumbling public image. For King Charles, accepting such a deal would have set a dangerous precedent, signaling that the monarchy could be manipulated for financial gain. Instead, the king's rejection of the offer sends a clear message: the crown is not for sale. The decision to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles marks a turning point in the Sussex saga. While the couple had already stepped back from royal duties, they retained their titles as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a privilege that allowed them to maintain a degree of royal prestige. By revoking these titles, King Charles has effectively severed their remaining ties to the monarchy. This move is not without historical precedent. In 1936, King Edward VIII famously abdicated the throne to Mary Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. While he was allowed to retain the title of Duke of Windsor, he was largely ostracized from royal life. Similarly, King Charles's decision to strip Harry and Meghan of their titles underscores the monarchy's zero-tolerance policy for perceived disloyalty. At its core, King Charles's decision reflects a broader effort to protect the monarchy from external threats. In an era where public perception is increasingly shaped by media narratives, the royal family must navigate a delicate balance between tradition and modernity. For Charles, this means upholding the dignity of the crown while addressing the challenges posed by dissenting family members. While the Sussexes have positioned themselves as advocates for social justice and progressive values, their actions have often been at odds with their rhetoric. From private jet flights to multimillion-dollar mansion purchases, their lifestyle has drawn criticism for its apparent hypocrisy. For King Charles, these contradictions only serve to underscore the need for a monarchy that remains above reproach. The fallout between King Charles and the Sussexes marks a defining moment for the British monarchy. By rejecting a $330 million deal and stripping Harry and Meghan of their titles, the king has sent a resounding message: loyalty and integrity are non-negotiable. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: the monarchy will endure, with or without the Sussexes. For King Charles, the decision was not merely about protecting the crown, it was about preserving the very essence of an institution that has withstood centuries of change and controversy. Whether Harry and Meghan can rebuild their reputations remains to be seen, but for now, they remain outsiders looking in, their royal ties severed by their own actions.